Sweet, thank you guys. So my name is Jorge Montezuma and I work for the North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality. And I work with a great non-regulatory group that all that we do is we provide assistance, technical and in terms of funding to local governments and businesses that are looking to expand their recycling efforts. And I focus on organic waste. We're hiring, so if you want to know more details, talk to me afterwards. So the topic is let's talk dirty. But before we talk dirty, let's talk clean, and I'll ask you to come with me to the supermarket. So we're gonna go to a supermarket where modern people, the urbanites, go to harvest, right? So we're gonna go harvest some potatoes, collect some eggs, get some milk, get some beets, get some pickles, and then we're gonna get home and let's just save some time and throw 40% of it away, because that's how much the average American throws away. About 40% of the food they buy. That's a lot of food. And let's keep in mind that 1 out of 6 of our neighbors is food insecure in North Carolina. So where's all this food waste going to? It's going to the landfill, sanitary landfills. I was a solid waste engineer designing landfills for a little bit and learned a lot about them. A lot of people would say that it's fine, you know, landfills are just time capsules, that they're resource storage units, that somebody in the future is going to mine them. But you know what? What this means to me is that we're not honoring all the time, labor, energy, and resources that went into making all of those packaging products and all that food waste as well. And we sort of need to change that cradle-to-grave approach. I studied environmental engineering, like Will said. How many environmental engineers in the room? 2, 3, maybe 4. Sounds awesome, right? But in reality, all that we do is we clean up other engineers' pollution. You know? And we really need to change that. Luckily, corporate responsibility and accountability on waste is changing, it's improving, and we need a lot more of that. So let's get back to trash talk in the trash. So why does it smell so gross? Why is it dirty? Why is it gross? Well, what's in it? We've got some metals, we've got cardboard, we've got plastics, that smells a little bit. We've got some paper, we've got leftovers, jackpot. We've got food waste. Pretty much anything that has remnants of food in your garbage is going to be triggering that stink bomb. So you have that shrimp that you made last night, you have the shells that stinks really bad the next day, you've got some leftovers that you got from the restaurant that you never ate, you've got those strawberries that are just molding in the bag that you threw away. All of that is going to be smelling. And what we're really smelling are just the farts of microbes. Let's be real. We place food out there, we invite the microbes, they come, they party, they eat, they play, and poof, there goes the gas. These are some fancy names that we're giving some of those gases, like hydrogen sulfide for that rotten egg smell, and some other ones. Some other byproduct from that anaerobic decomposition coming from the microbes is methane. Methane, we know that it's a super critical gas that has a huge effect in our changing climate. And I won't go too much into details, but all that I'll say is that in the US, 1/5 of the methane emissions are coming from landfills. That's huge. And for me, methane is kind of like that guilt that you feel when you do something that you don't want your parents to find out about. Methane doesn't smell, it's odorless, and it's invisible. That guilt is invisible, doesn't smell, but you know that in the future it's going to come back to you, and it's going to be really bad. So that's kind of what methane feels for me. So let's take a closer look into food waste. So if we separate the food waste, this is sort of what we get. Sorry for you guys on the back. This is in Charleston, in South Carolina. This is food waste, about 15 tons made by a couple of grocery stores and some school cafeterias. Let's take a closer look. Some food waste coming from a grocery nearby. We've got some stuff that is edible. This is stuff that I would eat. And we're allowing this. We as a society are allowing our grocery stores to stock up produce from the time that they open until they close with awesome looking stuff. And we, the consumers, go in it and we pick and choose all the stuff that looks really good. If there's a little rotten speckle, we don't buy it. If there's a freckle or maybe a wrinkle on some produce, we just won't touch it, we won't buy it. We want to get the beautiful stuff and we leave behind the uglies. We also expect the restaurants to serve anything on their menu from the time that they open until they close. And the kitchen has to be stocked up, ready with all the food, ready to serve us anything on the menu, even if we show up 30 minutes before the kitchen closes. So just wonder how much food waste is coming from those grocery stores and those restaurants. Luckily, we've got some awesome organizations and businesses that are doing something to recover that food. We've got food rescue organizations like Interfaith Food Shuttle that is donating that edible excess food to people in need. We've got some businesses that are using excess agricultural product that is left on the fields to make things like sweet potato vodka or purees. We've got people that are feeding it to pigs and cows. We've got anaerobic digesters that are making biogas to generate electricity or put it back into the natural gas pipeline. And the one that I particularly like the most is composting, mainly because our topsoil is eroding super fast, and we can feed them compost so that we prevent that from happening. And also, soils have an incredible capacity to sequester carbon. They can be huge carbon sinks, and we need to exploit that. Compost is basically farming with microbes. And the end product, this dark, rich, super nutrient-dense material that we can apply on soil, which should not smell. It should smell like this dark, rich soil from forest. Can be placed on top of the soil. It can help improve stormwater runoff. It can feed the plants and the soil microbes. And it can also help us close the farm-to-table movement by going from the plate back to the soil. So my challenge to all of you guys is that when you get home, take a look into your trash can. When you go into your workplace, when you go to your favorite restaurant, check out their trash and check it out, and then give me a call, and we can talk dirty. Thank you.